Alright guys, today's the final day. Let's get the last bit of the GTI put together, eh Meeks? After that, it'll be ready for paint. So to make it easier, I've decided I'm gonna just pull this inner fender back out how I had it in here on that last video, just so I can get it in here, because this actually gets screwed in there and then the inner fender actually screws into it. Inner fender was easy, just pull out the remaining bolts that's in here. So next thing I had to do was pop this out to slip this in. You can see this is now slipped in here, like so. And it pops in and the plastic is sitting right in here and you can move it into here. And the most important part, which was a little bit more troublesome, was just sinking it in enough to get into this lip. I did, like I said, pull this screw out and I had to pop it out from around the headlight again. And I just pulled on it a little bit, and since it's brand new and not brittle, it worked out great. I wouldn't want to try that because I know that this right here breaks a lot of the time in here. So just careful, pull it out. You're gonna have to reef on it a little bit and it'll pop out of the hooks. Once you do that though, it should sit in here. See those two other hooks that are sitting right here? We just have to sink those in now, which will just sink right into this spot here. And then there's a screw in the far corner there. See that right where my finger is? We gotta put a screw in there. And other than that, it's just headlight supporting now. So yeah, just sink in those clips. So the next thing we're gonna need for right here to screw your fog light in is speed clips. Now I have tons of these left over from when I put in speakers and car audio stuff. Now there is different ones from VW. You can go get the VW ones or go buy a speed clip kit. And all it is these, they are threaded on one side, and all you do is you slide the clip on like that. And then now you have a threaded piece here. And I mean, you don't need much for these screws. If you're really worried about it, depending on what speed clip you're using, you could use some Loctite to hold it in so that way it won't back out. But do whatever you feel is necessary. Some people might look at this and be like, those aren't gonna be strong enough, but to tell you the truth, these fog lights weigh a heck of a lot less than a speaker that I put into a car. So I'm gonna put that in there, put another one in there. After you have your speed clips in there, don't forget to put a screw up in there, right where my finger is again, right there. After you put that one in, then pop this back in, put that screw in there, and then there's also a screw that comes down from the bottom up into here. So, and that'll hold this one in, and then go ahead and put your fog light in. After we put our fog light in, we can put our fender wells in. As you can see, everything's sealed up there, both the screws. We have this here. This little clip right here is for your marker light clip, as you can see right here. So I just got to put my marker light clip back on there. Marker light just got squeezed back in. Now it's time to line up the inner fender on the bottom here and see how that all wants to screw in. But other than that, inside the bumper here is all wrapped up. When you go to put in the inner fender well, make sure, see how it's above inside the bumper here? Make sure it's inside the bumper, not underneath, because see that speed clip? It attaches to your bumper. So now that we've got this in here, now we need to fold this fender liner around the indented one right here. So make sure this part slides underneath here. And it looks dark because my light is on the wrong side of the fender. Well, that's it. I went through, made sure all of it is done. Let's throw a light in here just so you can see. So of course the fender well is dirty, but all the screws have been accounted for and put in. Now that we know this side's done, go repeat this to the other side. This side has the big reservoir. It is way more difficult, but it's possible. I just did it all. I had to use an extension though to reach in there to get certain screws and to get it all clipped in. But now it's all done. I'm gonna button up the fender. You're gonna plug the last piece in. We just have that one left. All it is slide it in, and after it's slid in, throw in the last, I think it's 6 screws. 7, 8. 8 screws. Just tighten the bolts down, put the battery cover back on. Next thing to do is quickly swap out gas, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna do a separate video on that, so that way if you don't wanna watch that part, you don't have to. So I'm gonna do a video on how to siphon gas out of the GTI, which is gonna include pulling out the gas pump, fuel pump, and accessing the door under the seat. So if you're interested in that, watch the next video. Literally, it's just gonna be GTI siphoning gas or something like that. Okay, other than that, I'm gonna stop the camera and we're gonna do some B-roll. And then when this comes back on, we will be starting the vehicle up. All right, boys and squirrels, it's got to that point. Let's see if it's turnkey and go. Oh yeah. Still getting some of that old fuel out of there, but it's looking good. We've got it. Well, that's it until we get paint done. Thanks again for watching.